Alrighty, welcome back everybody. Topside Tuesday is back underway here for the Coast2Coast Racing League. We are starting the winter season, so I can't bring you the A&J custom standings as this is our first week into it. Definitely something to keep in mind here for the Coast2Coast Racing League as well. What we're kicking off tonight, we're going to kind of mix up the schedule a little bit. You're used to seeing me do the non-wing 360s and the midgets and the 410s. Actually, we're going to switch that up tonight. They do still run tonight, but they run much earlier than this. We're actually going to start you off tonight with the Pro Late Model Division. It's going to be awesome. I really appreciate you guys showing up here tonight. We're taking a look at some of our guys here on the track during practice. They'll be ready to qualify here momentarily, but not just yet. But we'll take a look here and see what we have on the track for tonight. Bristol Motor Speedway is where they're going to be. Pro Lates will be for 30 laps. After this, they're actually going to be heading to the new Coast2Coast Asphalt League, and they're going to be racing there, I believe, at Atlanta for 60 laps on the asphalt, so that should be a good showing by all those guys here so far at this point. I've got 18 guys locked and loaded here for tonight, getting ready to run this one down. I'm definitely excited to see what all they can bring to the table on this one. After last year, I believe Aiden Young, the season champ for the Pro Late Models, that was originally on that Thursday Night Thunder night, is the reigning champ for the Pro Late, so he's going to have a tall hill to climb to see if he can get that done again here tonight. I do not see actually Aiden Young here in the 69 machine going to be putting down any times here so far, so really kind of a heartbreaker for our reigning champ for the Pro Lates. Definitely something to see here as we're taking a look here at Steven Spees getting around the track in the number 55 machine. We saw Steven Spees as of late season last year put down some solid times, especially in the non-wings and in the midgets. So here he is out here in the Pro Late, and he's deemed to be doing no problem getting around here so far. Only sixth best in the room at this point. Let's see if we can go ahead and get those up for you, that way you guys can kind of see what I'm saying. These are their best laps here so far. Brandon Templeton, John Hine, and Jeffrey Kemper. Now keep in mind, here for tonight, and probably for the rest of the season going on qualifying. I think some people from the outside looking in kind of saw qualifying as a maybe. You could actually sandbag out there and end up first in a heat if you placed middle of the field. No longer here tonight, or from here on, from what it's looking like here in the Dirt League. If you qualify first or second in the qualifier, I believe it pushes you all the way to the A main. And if that is the case, all the way to the A main is awesome, because that means you can go ahead and skip the heats, and it's not really going to matter where that puts you, via the heats. You just move straight on to the feature, and really that's exactly what we're hopefully going to be looking for. But that's going to bring up our Flatline Racing Bodies quality qualifying session here. They're quality racing bodies produced by former NASCAR Regional Short Track Champion Dan Chapman, the iRacing hotbed of Clarence, Iowa. Let's keep an eye here actually on Joseph Grandy. Want to see what he's got out here. I'm not sure if a little different on his paint scheme here tonight. I'm hoping that's not on my end. 518 running the blue and yellow car here tonight. Let's see if he can give us any solid times here. All right, Joseph Grandy coming around for his first lap here. Oh. Yeah, Grandy's got to pick up the pace here if he wants to get on to the top of the chart here and move his way around. All right, should be lap 2. We'll see where he ends up. Joseph Grandy right now sitting 8th. John Heinhell holds the top end. So far, so good out of the professor. Kurt Schatzer, I know he's a reigning champion in the Pro Lates. Running in the 218, sitting 2nd. I bet you he's looking to turn it around this year. And we can see a couple of other drivers out here. A couple of them I am unfamiliar with. Nathan Aldrich in the 514. I haven't seen him out here. Looks like Zach Chapman's out here in the 72. And Todd Heitela out there as well. He's sitting right now in the 15th position. I got two guys who have not qualified here so far. Randy Shreves, Mr. Consistency in 56 car, not qualifying here just yet. And Riley Burr has yet to come out as well. So we'll see if Randy Shreves decides to get his butt out onto the track. Gavin Chatham, see how he's doing. Yeah, looked like that 99 car kind of clipped the wall there a little bit here tonight. I think that is everybody. Ooh. Yeah, I'm looking to see if that's going to be Randy Shreves. I think that might be him pulling out a pit. And it is. 56 machine shows life. Stella out there in the chat. Looks like Grandy's new paint job. Not the sweet psychedelic, but still very cool. Yeah, like I said, I'm hoping that's not on my end. I'm so used to kind of that pink, green, and blue he ran. But we're going to see what all we've got here so far. Come on, Randy Shreves. See if Randy Shreves can put down a solid time. I definitely see him hanging a solid top 10 here, but he's got to really put the hammer down here. Oh, I think he just missed it. Yeah, only 3 minutes in qualifying, so he did not get any chance to put any times down. So he's going to be fighting to get his way back to the front. That's going to hurt. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right, that's going to go ahead and bring us to our first heat here. Let's go ahead and take a look at Zach Chapman, Nathan Aldrich into the front. Jeffrey Kemper and Brandon Templeton into the second row. Todd Hietala and Randy Shreves 5 and 6. We'll see if Todd can get loaded up here in the 046. Get onto the track. This should be an interesting one. Alrighty. And hopefully next week, like I said, once C2C calms everything down here for the crazy first week that it always is, we'll talk to you about the Pitside podcast and figure out who the driver of the week that will be. Zach Chapman, definitely man in charge here in the 72. I bet you he's looking to kind of continue his run here of good luck. I know he was having some trouble last year. But hopefully he'll have a good running here tonight. Let's take a look at Heat 1, brought to you, of course, by Langton Mechanical, same as last year, so they believe in the Coast2Coast Racing League and want to continue doing it as well. And we'll keep an eye out for that. They are second to none heat and air conditioning company in the Hamilton area and promise their customers they're very personally every step of the way. They guarantee their customer satisfaction from start to finish, including sales, and it's backed 100% by Langton Mechanical. Green flag is underway. It looks like Brandon Templeton really hammers the back of the 514 of Nathan Aldrich here. 3 wide condition as Nathan's into the wall. Starting to get a little taste here of the Coast2Coast Racing League. Zach Chapman pulls away. Jeffrey Kemper in the 181 in the mean green car trying to make a chase here. Trying to make something of this heat. Only 6 laps to get it done. Jeffrey Kemper taking a peek here toward the inside. Not too much room there. Zach Chapman's giving up. Definitely an interesting time to find a fine line around here at these guys racing around Bristol Motor Speedway. See if they can get anything for us right now. The top 3 guys squeezed within 0.2 of a second. Brandon Templeton taking a peek here toward the inside. Jeffrey Kemper, see if he can get that second spot. Oh, man, definitely close. Zach Chapman plays defense. Look at that block he just threw on Jeffrey Kemper. Kemper can't be happy about that. He's going to try to get the sling out of the turn. Watch for Kemper to use that shovel nose behind that 72 machine. See if he can bump him out of the way here a little bit. But Brandon Templeton is holding Zach Chapman toward the top. Chapman hasn't been rotating very low the road this whole race as Templeton's finding some luck there at the bottom. Contact with the wall. And that's going to cost him. That may drop Zach Chapman not only to second, but now to third. Zach Chapman doors him right there at the end. So Templeton, Kemper, Chapman, Shreves, Aldrich, and Hietala there. Awesome job. It looks like Brandon Templeton, if I'm not mistaken, will be starting in the front row of our feature event here. That is going to move us to our second heat. Our second heat, guys, check that out. New sponsor for the second heat. That is going to be by Venom Racing here. Venom Racing is actually a team here in C2C. It consists of guys from all ages, all over the parts of the U.S. You'll recognize some familiar names like Isaac Souse, Brian Lawson, Kevin Davis, Mark Gilbert, and Malachi Smith. Don't forget Charlie Weaver, and I believe in Gary Singlecow's on that name. Venom Racing is a proud sponsor of the Coast to Coast 358 League. Let's take a look at our starting grid here. Gavin Chatham here, Terry Landis in the front row. Steven Spees sitting third with Brandon Dittmer in the fourth position. That'll bring Dean Meitzler into fifth and Riley Burr starting in the final position sixth. Definitely expect to see if Riley Burr is able to get out there onto the track. I saw no qualifying time out of him. Yep, looks like Riley Burr is out there in the 084. Looks like number 0 from here. Yeah, watch out for Steven Spees. He's going to be your rocket out here in the 55 machine. Green flag is out. See a little slide there on the restart for the second heat, and away we go. Definitely trying to put some moves here. Oh, contact, 49. Dean Meitzler, look out. Meitzler now down to 6th position. Dittmer has fallen down. Now fights back up to the front. And the 161 of Terry Landis was into the wall there. Steven Spees trying to run Gavin. Gavin in the 99 looking a little bit in trouble with the 55 in close proximity. Definitely trying to reel him in here. Right now, Steven Spees faster in Section 1 than Gavin is. Gavin trying to see if he can overcome that as well. Gavin now starting to get the separation he needs. But don't count out Steven Spees and the Gambler Motorsports team. These guys definitely practice to figure out how to get faster each and every week, and that's what you're seeing now. Definitely working their way around. Gavin Chatham looks like he's staying out front. Steven Spees still second. Let's check back here with Riley Burr. Burr's moved from 6th to 3rd above the cutoff spot. Brandon Dittmer in the 4th. Terry Landis, he ran into some trouble, down 3 positions here into 5th, and Meitzler's bringing up the rear. Let's go ahead and stay with our front 2 guys, who seem to be the closest on the track at this point. White flag is out. We're going to see if Speed's got anything for him. Can he throw a slider here in the final turn? Yeah, he's got nothing for him there. That is going to go ahead and bring us... Ooh, Terry Landis. Nice little shot there to Riley Burr trying to take a peek. But no can do. Chatham, Spees, Burr, Landis. It looks like, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Brandon Dittmer and Meitzler might have duked it out there right at the end. All right, that is going to do it for Heat 2. We should have another heat if I'm not mistaken. Alrighty, Heat 3 locking and loading here. Heat 3, of course, brought to you by the Salty Dogs Racing Team. And we'll talk about them a little bit. They're also a racing team here with the Coast to Coast. Many of the senior members of the Coast2Coast Racing League who've been released from the home to create havoc and chaos on the track. Keep in mind, wherever 3 or more of those dogs are on the racetrack, a dog bone will be awarded to the highest finisher. Definitely, guys, if you stay tuned in for the NASCAR run here tonight, that's where you're going to find most of them for sure. Connor Ross, Jeff Barker starting in the front row here, and definitely are going to be trying to keep stay in the front, but they got Joseph Grandy behind them, Brian Dickens, and Patrick Spangler. Check that out. Patrick Spangler, good to see him out here as well. I've got a car not on the track right now. Trying to see who is out there. There's Connor Ross kind of bringing up the rear. He was kind of falling back off there a little bit. Let's see how Jeff Barker and Joseph Grandy do here in the front. Definitely a mix up here. Let's get her going. Green flag is out, and away we go. Joseph Grandy getting that nice early lead here, starting on that inside line, and away he goes. Taking a look at Jeff Barker into the wall a couple of times. Brian Dickens doing the same thing. Patrick Spangler doing the slider that he always does in front, and away he goes. Looking good here by Patrick Spangler, champion of the 410 division last season. Definitely won that in a very notable fashion, won it by a few hundred points. Definitely brought all but 2 wins home. Joseph Grandy really starting to drive away with this one. Half a second lead on Spangler. Jeff Barker's the only one close enough to touch the guy in second here as Brian Dickens is in 4th. And Connor Ross still having some trouble there in the back. He's fallen off about 1.6 seconds off the lead, as we still continue to charge around here at Bristol. Definitely good angles here so far. Only a couple of laps left as we get this one underway. Jeff Barker in the 513 trying to see if he can get a little more out of that Bilstein car. White flag is out. Joseph Grandy still leading it here. Gap has closed between him and Spangler. Spangler starting to reel him in here, but just not going to be enough time here in the heat. Spangler dives toward the bottom, see if he can give him a little something, but that 39 machine is just no match for the 518 in Heat 3. Joseph Grandy, Spangler, Jeff Barker ends up third. Brian Dickens, after connection with the wall as well, catches fourth, and Ross will be in the final one. That brings us to our warm-up here. That is already going to get us moving here so far. Let's take a look at our warm-up. I'll go ahead and take a peek at it. Warm-up as actually brought to us this time by Ohsweken Speedway. Catch all of Ohsweken Speedway action every Friday night free on GeForce TV. Featuring live programming year-round and countless hours on-demand video, all free. GeForce TV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action all across Ontario. Alrighty, only about a minute left here in the warm-up here, everybody. Want to go ahead and mention the Coast2Coast Racing League. If you're looking for other racers that enjoy without all the drama and name-calling of normal iRacing, come out and join the Cool Ray Coast2Coast Racing League. They've got over 16 divisions that race 7 days a week and currently broadcast at least 12 of those divisions. Members know that they're part of something more than just an on-track experience. Go to www.c2crl.com and click Apply to join the action, where the cars are virtual and the racing is real. There's a lot of things that are on that c2crl.com, guys. You can join up, find out what leagues are running, the schedule that everybody's starting, where they're going to be at. Of course, you'll be able to find out who is broadcasting, such as whether it'll be Marty Zuccalla there with the Slide Job Racing Network, or you'll have Joe Halter on Fridays, and I believe even Travis Piercefield will be doing Wednesdays and Thursdays, so guys, keep an eye out for that. And C2C also offers a racing school. Don't forget where the league's top drivers have volunteered to help league drivers improve their driving skills free of charge. They'll help you with various skill sets such as qualifying driving lines, driver awareness, and setup advice. Once again, that's still at the c2crl.com. That's where it's got to be. And that's where you got to be to find out what we're doing for that. Let's go ahead and get to our starting grid. You saw who was 1 and 2 in qualifying. They're going to move here. That moves John Hine and Kurt Schatzer into the front row. Definitely got to be happy about that starting position. Brandon Templeton and Gavin Chatham into 3 and 4. Joseph Grandy will be starting on the inside of row 3 with Jeffrey Kemper on the outside of him. Watch out for that 181 car. Jeffrey Kemper looking to prove something here tonight. Steven Spees starting 7th. Patrick Spangler in the 8th. Zach Chapman. Good to see another Gambler Motorsport gentleman out here in the 72. See if he can do anything for us. Starting 9th, Riley Burr will be 10th. Jeff Barker into 11th. Randy Shreves, Mr. Consistency, starting 12th. I definitely expect to see a solid top 10 out of him, and he's just outside of it, so we'll not too far for him to go to continue his charge toward the front. Rotating toward the back, Terry Landis will be starting in 13th. Brian Dickens into 14th. Nathan Aldrich into 15th, which brings Brandon Dittmer on the outside of row 8 here into 16th. Connor Ross starting 17th. Todd Hietala into 18th with Dean Meitzler after a terrible run there in the heat. Definitely don't know if Dean is going to get onto the track. Right now, I'm showing him his car may be in the garage here, trying to battle back from some damage he had earlier in the run. John Hine looking to hopefully take home his first win here tonight. Starting this one off. I bet you he would like to start with a win for sure here. Coming into tonight. To start off this season as they pace around behind the Steve King Foundation pace truck. Steve King Foundation was, actually, it was formed to help the dirt track racing community across the country by providing financial assistance to drivers, pit crew members, and racing officials, track operations personnel, or the immediate families of those individuals who suffer serious injury, illness, or death. If you want to learn more, you can join, go to www.stevekingfoundation.org. All right. Let's go ahead and get this one done. John Hine looks like he wants to waste no time. Get underway immediately. Kurt Schatzer's going to try to beat him to the line, but not yet. Leader has got to pass first. John Hine does, and away he goes. Brandon Templeton putting the pressure on. Definitely starting to see if that outside line can go ahead and work. He slid in front of Kurt Schatzer here and definitely making it happen. Top line will be the fastest way to go here. We saw Brandon Templeton do his work on the last heat, and he was able to turn that one around using the inside. But as the track fades, how critical will this be? We'll have to see as these guys are shuffling back and forth, back and forth. They're making sure to keep it tight up here in the front. John Hine under pressure here by Kurt Schatzer in the 218, but Templeton is holding everybody toward the top. Trying to prove that bottom line does work and it holds the way he wants it to. Definitely making some good moves here. Looked like a little something happened back there with Jeffrey Kemper in the 181 down toward the bottom. Kemper's actually fallen down a couple positions here. But once again, he's battling here with the 72 of Zach Chapman. These two have met each other before. Randy Shreves, what'd I say? Mr. Consistency, already in the 10th. So he's got a solid top 10 at this point. Can he hold on? Steven Spees in the 5th. Whoa, man, quick switch up there. Just got in time to it there by Patrick Spangler. Puts the slider on him. Oh, looks like a little contact. And they are around. Man, we just saw that one happen. That collected half the field there. Patrick Spangler absolutely obliterated. Zach Chapman got a ride of his life. Spun around on that one. Holy cow. Let's go to our Malcolm Mills mill riding replay here. From the top, let's take a look. We saw how this happened. Little clink here. But I want to stay with Patrick Spangler. Connects with the 72 here. Wow, man. Brian Dickens just squeaks by. Looks like everybody just about survived that one. If I'm not mistaken, I think Nathan Aldrich got a lick there right there at the end. Got a good bit of damage out of that 514. Alright. That'll get it done for our replay. Let's see if anybody... Oh yeah, definitely coming down pit, for sure. We'll check and see if any kind of fast repairs are in order here. Boop, there you go. Tell you what out there, I know some people are definitely against people racing for real. Definitely get your chance to come out here on the dirt or for iRacing. Nice little fast repair, fix that thing right on up, get back out onto the track. But that does mean John Hine has another, is going to have to make another flawless start here to keep Kurt Schatzer in the 218 off his bumper. So biggest mover of the race right now is Brian Dickens and Brandon Dittmer. Both these guys are up 5 positions. They are sitting respectively in 9th and 11th at this point. All right, now Patrick Spangler, after that last tie-up, has showed he was down 7 positions. And is going to have a lot of trouble here. Trying to fight this one back up. Alrighty. Looks like Connor Ross, Todd Hietala, and Dean Meitzler are out of the race here. That may do it for these guys. So that leaves us with our last final 16 drivers. And we're almost to that 1/3 mark of this race. definitely out there. A couple of guys are looking to try to get their cars back together. I definitely expect to see some moves here again. I know Joseph Grandy, he's going to want to push his way toward the front. Started 5th, sitting in 5th. Got to see if he can do a little more out of that 518. Jeffrey Kemper's lost a position here, I believe, to Steven Spees. Kemper's now down to 7th. Yeah, Randy Shreves, talk about that. Randy Shreves making the moves here tonight. He's getting his way up there, but definitely he's got a long way to go if he wants to continue this charge. Great job out of Randy Shreves here in the 56, but the Professor, John Hine, leading the race still. Seems to have no problems here so far, but man, I just don't know. I just don't know. I might have to get my name on a couple of cars out here. I see the Got Your 6 network on a couple of cars out here. I'm sure SJRN is on one of these cars. I might have to get slapped on one of those. All right. Taking a look here at John Hines' car as the pace truck dips on off. Green flag underway. John Hine gets the launch. Boy, you see the stack up there. Steven Spees gets in the back of Brandon Templeton there. Gonna hang up top here just a little bit until these guys smooth out. John Hine trying to make some separation. Contact there between Randy Shreves, and it looks like him and Kemper may have survived. Randy Shreves gets absolutely obliterated here. No caution. Not good. 56 Machine's got to be upset about that one. Alrighty. Looks like John Hine, Kurt Schatzer, and Brandon Templeton 1, 2, and 3. 99 and Gavin Chatham in the 4th. Joseph Grandy still sitting 5th. And right now, top 5 have yet to move. They're still the same. Brian Dickens is the only one who's moved. But Brian Dickens gets popped here. Boy, and looks like Zach Chapman's around again. 72 Machine absolutely taken out here. And that's going to probably do him in for the night. We're seeing that he used his fast repair that we saw down that last run. Let's take a look starting here where this ended up. Yeah, definitely a nasty hit here. It started actually way back with the 122 of Brian Dickens. Not sure what happened here. Let me see if we can find Brian Dickens here. Let's see if we can find it. Yep. Oop. Something happened. See if we can roll it back here just a hair. Oh, there we go. Let's see if we can roll it back just a hair. Oh, looks like Brian Dickens may have come down into Steven Spees here. All right, that's what ended up happening. Zach Chapman had nowhere to go. That 122 car straightens out. Definitely these cars are sliding around. That is not what you want to see. 83 gets a huge shot as well. Man, oh man, Brandon Dittmer absolutely obliterated as well. Not good. All right, so we'll see who survives out there. Right now, I'm showing that 72 car is still down pit. Brandon Dittmer survived. He was able to get back out there. Steven Spees. Don't think much damage is on the front of his car there. So it looks like Steven Spees survived. All right, showing Randy Shreves has taken it to the garage. Zach Chapman may do the same here momentarily. Take a look. I think Brian Dickens, there we go. Yep, look like Brian Dickens, he survived, so he's back out onto the track. Yeah, definitely something to see here. See if we can get back under Olivia and Alex and Olivia's fight against childhood cancer. Green flag. I do want to shout that out. Thon is actually a 46-hour no-sitting, no-sleeping, dancing marathon dedicated to raising money to benefit those affected by childhood cancer. It's the largest student-run philanthropic event in the world. Join Olivia and Alex in the race against childhood cancer. And don't forget to use the link at that C2C Racing and make your donation to help them get to the finish line. So you guys will see a little bit of that when we head to commercial break. That way we can get lined up for our NASCAR event. But first, making it to that third mark here. 10 laps into this race. See, caution flag is staying steady. That means the pace truck lights should be out. And we can get John Hine to another green flag here. Single file, these guys are going to start this one out. So that is going to be Hine, Schatzer, Templeton, Chatham, Grandy, and Kemper. Steven Spees in the 7th, Patrick Spangler in the 8th, and Terry Landis in the 9th, bringing Riley Burr into 10th. Alrighty, green flag is out. There he goes. Brandon Templeton seeing if he could get a quick little jump there on Schatzer. No can do. Templeton's going to have to file back into 3rd and try to replan his attack later on in this race. Grandy's thinking that 99 car might be getting a little loose here. Might be quitting on him. So Grandy taking a little bit different line the past couple of laps. As Kemper's under fire again here by Patrick Spangler. 39 machine putting the work on the 181. There he goes. Patrick Spangler toward the bottom. Glad to see he was able to recover after that last wreck here. Spangler in 8th. Definitely some shoving around here. I believe we only have 13 cars now on the lead lap. Out there on the track, let's see. Steven Spees taking a peek here for 5th on the inside. 55 machine trying to put the time down here on the 518 car. He's holding them there. Yep, no can do. Little clip there with the wall, he didn't need that. This could end up working out pretty bad or not. Stella out there in the chat. No, caution laps do not count. They do not count. Oh, Steven Spees with the slider. Dives down in front of Grandy. Grandy crosses him over here and slides right back in front. Spees going to be back on the attack again here on the inside. Grandy into the wall there a little bit. Looks like the buildup is starting to catch his car as Grandy's now filed back, now down to 6th. Ooh, man. Grandy not happy about losing a top 5 position here. Steven Spees, good check. Back to the inside right now. Battle for 5th seems to be the hottest spot on the track. Spees, oof. There we go. Hold on, Grandy. Yep, there we go. There's the caution. Boom. Man, I hate always after the caution wrecks. But I guess you're coming out of that turn. There's no way to slow that thing down. Man, oh man. Let's take another look at that from Joseph Grandy's car here. Little clip with the wall. Slider with Spees. Spees, boom. Spees does the slider, but the 518 gets underneath of him. Kemper finishes the job. I think Kemper may actually have the position on Spees. We'll check after the replay here, and we'll double check. Yeah, it looks like Terry Landis gets a good lick right there. Boy! Holy cow, who's that? Was that Nathan Aldrich here? Who was that who slid right through the center? I think that might have been Dittmer. Show me that again. Show me Brandon Dittmer. Where is Brandon Dittmer here? There he is. Yeah, give me that inside view. Show me what this is. Oh, man. Wild job there by the 83 machine. Great job. All right, let's go ahead and get us back live. Malcolm Mills mill riding. Got a few replays of those here tonight. John Hines still holding out there. It looks like Grandy's going to be in pit. Don't know if he's out just yet. So I do want to give a shout out to our replay sponsor out there, Malcolm Mills Mill Riding. They're based in Oakland, Ontario, Canada. Malcolm's Mill Riding is a full-service mill riding contractor featuring custom welding, fabricating, and servicing industrial clients. Look them up at mmmmillwriting.com or Malcolm's Mill Riding on Facebook. If I'm not mistaken, out there on Facebook, I think they're even hiring. So we're going to see how that gets done. Right now, the top 4 is pretty solid here. It's Hines, Schatzer, Templeton, and Chatham. Right now, 1 through 4 haven't moved a spot yet. Speed's up into 5th. Definitely we'll have to see. Doesn't look like Kemper has, don't think he's got any damage to the front end of his car. Let's see if we can take a peek out of the backside here of... Nope, everything looks pretty straight there on Kemper's car. Definitely made sure to get us a nice close view there. And John Hines got these restarts down, no problem. Pace car lights are off. So let's see what they got for us here. Again, no, already past that halfway point. John can see the light at the end of the tunnel here. He's just got to complete it. Alrighty, top 13 are on the track at this point. Away we go. John Hine with another fantastic start. Got that separation from Kurt Schatzer that he needs from the 218. So John Hine looking to make a statement here early in the winter season here for a win. We'll see if he decides to join us here for the Tim Chapman Pickup Cup coming right after this, broadcasted by yours truly. But Kurt Schatzer sitting in second, Templeton third, and Gavin Chesson still in fourth. Looks like Steven Spees still hanging out in fifth, newly acquired position. But the 181 of Jeffrey Kemper still peeking around, seeing if he can get anything here. But we'll see if Patrick Spangler, I want to keep my eyes here on Spangler in the 39. He always kind of waits and sees for, it plans his attack there in the 39. Definitely is not afraid in those sprint cars or the 410s. But definitely here in the Pro Lates is kind of his new feat. See if he can do anything in this car. Jeffrey Kemper looking on the inside here of Spees. Does Spangler stay with Spees or does he go with Kemper? Right now he's deciding to make his own lane here. 39 of Spangler. There he goes. Patrick Spangler is now in the 6th. Jeffrey Kemper went for the slider here. Had nothing. Holy cow. Spangler with a huge amount of speed. Goes for the slider in front of Spees and doesn't get it. Spees saw that one coming from a mile away and goes ahead and immediately crossed him over. But speaking of crossing, Spangler again. Here he comes. Out in front of Spees. Now Spangler up 3 positions, hanging out in 5th. So now Spees is under fire right now. He's got to find something to do to catch this one up with only 5 to go. Spees falling out now, down in the 7th. Kemper got him. As they're still pushing around here, I see Grandy and Aldrich back there tossing around for a couple positions. Right now I'm trying to stay on the top 5 as the Spangler is rolling around. Pushed his way up front. Still top 4 is unchanged. Really seems that qualifying session definitely worked out well. We've talked to John Hine before, and we've seen him qualify well, gets into a heat, and then ends up at the back of the field. So he is had graciously awarded that front spot by a front running during qualifying. So right now, 1 and 2 got to be feeling real good about their positions here tonight. Starting the beginning of this winter season here. Yeah, it looks like Joseph Grandy may come back down pit. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that was Landis upside down. I saw Joseph Grandy heading to pit, and I think actually we are back under caution here. Let's take a look. 518, there's Landis toward the top. All right, Landis into the wall. 514 and Nathan Aldrich. Oof, contact. Oh no. That ain't good. That is not the Terry Landis line I'm used to looking at. See if we can find another angle of this. Ooh. Alright, let's see if we can break this one down here a little bit. I think it looks like the 518 got it out in the back of the 514. And might have pushed him, yeah, into Landis. Yeah, I think Grandy kind of sent it there. Wow. Definitely gets the trio on that one. Man, oh man, oh man. John Hines still leading it. Definitely, it doesn't seem like anything right now can beat him at this point. Alrighty. See if John Hines got anything for us. Pace car lights are still on. We're going to shave off the bottom few numbers here. See if we can get you guys a little more viewing capacity on the screen. Yeah, I'm not sure if Landis and Grandy may be out after that one. That was a massive hit there. It looks like Grandy, but Landis, I don't know how he's going to recover from that one. Yeah, looking good here so far out of John Hine and the 71 car. Pace truck lights are still on here. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Alright, guys. Well, right now I'm showing John Hine doing an awesome job out here. Really led every lap of this race. It has been contested a couple of times here, but not too much. So we'll see what we can get done here. Alrighty. I don't know about you guys. I'm ready to get this one kind of wrapped up here. A few too many cautions for me. Pace truck lights are still on. Definitely have to ask John when he gets to the booth here tonight if he wins it. No problems. If nothing happens, if he's going to run out of gas here. Come on. I know we can do it. Oh, I think I just saw the pace truck. Pace truck's off. John Hine, hopefully for the final restart here, gets away. He's got to make it 2 times. And right now, Kurt Schatzer's going to have something to prove. Brandon Templeton thinking the same. Schatzer toward the bottom. John Hine holds the top and gets the turn exit he's looking for. 18 was not caught off guard by that restart of the 71. John Hine pulling away here. Definitely seeing if he can squeak out a win. White flag already out. Come on. He's got half a track. John Hine looks like he's going to be taking away the first win of the winter season here for the Pro Late Models. That's going to do it. John Hine, Schatzer, Templeton, 1, 2, and 3. Awesome, awesome job. Definitely stellar out there. I know you're saying too many cautions, more practice before next week. It is possible. I would say, one, these guys had an off week for week 13. They had an off week, kind of a fun week. If you guys tuned in, I did broadcast the King of the Wing on Sunday. But this is Bristol, and I haven't seen them race Bristol much. You know, normally we see them more at Lucas Oil, Cedar Lake, and things like that. I've seen them more there, but not as much here at Bristol. So Bristol being kind of an odd track, definitely banked heavy into the turns. But we're going to go ahead and catch up with the Coolray Heating and Air Conditioning Victory Lane. But first, I got a couple of guys I got to reel in. And let's have a little chat with them here in the booth. So, guys, hold on just a moment. We'll see if we can wrap them up here and run them down. All right, that should go ahead and do it here. I believe I might have Brandon Templeton in the number 31 locked and loaded here, man. Dude, talk to me here a little bit. What about tonight was the craziest thing you saw?
Well, with this track, it's all about survival. I mean, it's like the, restrictor plate, absolute wild card track of our schedule. There's not much you can do to avoid the wrecks if they happen in front of you. And it's just really high speed on the edge racing. So it's really just hanging on.
Alrighty, well, a solid top 3 to start the winter season. How are you looking at the rest of the schedule? I'm sure you've kind of peeked over it a little bit. What's your confidence levels? Like I said, with the top 3 now, do you think we're gonna stay this consistent for the rest of the season?
I'd like to, if I can get to enough of them. I don't know. With kids in sports and stuff, I miss quite a few races, but if I can compete in enough to run for it, I'd like to give it a shot.
Alrighty, man. Well, definitely keep an eye out for you. Great job here tonight. I always love reading your pit notes, man. I read them every single day when you get them posted. So go ahead and give me your shout-outs, bud, and let's get you wrapped up, because I don't believe you don't like trying out for the Asphalt League, do you?
No, I'm not going to do that tonight. I got to watch my nephew play some basketball, but got to thank Dirt Track Bank, Got Your Six Racing Network, Hammer Down Racing, Stream Images, Maley's Makery, Big C's Lawn Care, you for putting this on and broadcasting it, doing all the announcing, everyone at the league that's helping out behind the scenes, and everyone watching at home. Thank you.
Excellent job, Brandon Templeton. Good luck, bud.
Thanks.
All right, everybody, that is going to do it for our third place finisher. Let's rotate to second. And our second place finisher, of course, being really Kurt Schatzer here. Kurt Schatzer, dude, talk to me here about tonight. What a wild run it was. Could you find a weak spot there in John Hines' line?
No, I mean, we were just talking about that. I mean, the track was pretty top dominant the whole race there. So towards the end, I mean, what else to do? I tried to go down and see if there was anything there. I got up beside him, but I just couldn't. He was fast. I just couldn't do nothing with him.
Yeah, definitely. It looked like there for the final restart. Look, you tried for the slider there. Brandon Templeton was following along with you, but just not enough out of that car to get it done. I know John Hine is kind of, he's tough at those tracks, man, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this upcoming week, we rotate over to Charlotte for the Pro Lates. How confident are you feeling at that track?
Yeah, I feel good about Charlotte. That's a good track. Yeah, I'm kind of glad that Bristol's over with here. This is a pretty big track for us, and a lot can go wrong. So I'm just glad we made it through and load up and move on to the next one.
All right, Kurt Schatzer. Well, I know you were reigning champ in the Pro Late Models, not last season, but I believe the season before. So hopefully you were looking to retain that title back. Solid top second place finish here tonight, man. So go ahead and give me your shout-outs, and let's get you practicing for Charlotte.
Yeah, I got to thank the team there, Hammer Down Racing, Brandon Templeton, Brian Dickens, and Joe Halter. The sponsors, Dirt Track Bank, Got Your Six Racing Network over there with Joe, Schatzer Roofing, and VMR E-Wraps, and you guys up in the broadcast coming out every week and make us look good.
All righty, Kurt Schatzer, and you make yourself look good, man. Definitely got a place in top 3 here, bud. Great job tonight.
Thank you, sir.
All right, everybody, there's Kurt Schatzer in the 18 machine. That does bring us to John Hine, which we're going to get to in just a second after we mention, of course, Cool Ray Heating and Air Conditioning Victory Lane. Cool Ray is proud of their reputation by providing excellent cooling, heating, plumbing, and electrical service to homeowners and businesses in Georgia. Their mission is to continue building long-lasting relationships with their customers throughout their winning spirit and commitment to 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Let's go ahead and see if we can reel down John Hine here in the 71 car. Got it done. John Hine, the professor, gets it done, man. Talk to me about this race.
Man, I tell you, I was happier the slicker it got, but I'll be honest with you, it was just put your foot down and point the car. I mean, that's really all I did up front.
All righty. Well, definitely worked out well for you, especially, looking at you placed top spot for the qualifying. It was nice not having to duke it out during the heats, huh?
Yeah, I mean, that's I did the same thing in the Renegades last night, and set a new track record along the way, actually. And so, yeah, this new qualifying format's working out well for me. I had a little more luck tonight than I did last night. I got taken out by just a stroke of bad luck, I guess I'll say. Yeah, this new qualifying format's kind of cool, and everybody's got to go for it. I knew some guys before were sandbagging so they could get the front row, and it was frustrating because, if we qualified good, we were back there in that second row, and a lot of times that was a death sentence in the heat race. So now you can go for it and bypass the craziness, have a nice starting spot, and when you start up front like that, you got to do your best to capitalize on it.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what I was getting ready to say. I know I've broadcast with you sometimes, and even during the fun week, man, you qualify high, but then you end up getting taken out during the heats. This gives you the opportunity to skip the heats, just get right to it, because obviously you know exactly what you're doing if you're laying down the fast times that you did here tonight. But, John, we got the NASCAR Truck Series coming up. I know you were talking Xfinity. You considering the Tim Chapman Pickup Cup?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Attaboy.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a whirl, and we'll see what happens here. Not any real expectations or anything like that, but man, I tell you, I haven't been on that track since they, iRacing reconfigured it, so I'm going to go in flying blind.
All right. Word of advice: 3 wide is the death sentence. The net code is about 4 feet wide, and definitely it's rough, man. It definitely gets a lot faster. But you win here at Bristol Dirt, man. Great job here tonight. Give me your shout outs, and let's get you into that truck.
Yeah, I would. I'd like to start by thanking Kurt Schatzer. He was right on my tail for a good part of that race and race clean. And, it's really, really nice when you're around guys you can trust and they hold up their end of the bargain. And I can't thank him enough. I'd also like to thank Andy over at Cool Ray. Andy's been out opening new locations and stuff, but we hope we see you back here soon, buddy. Also like to thank VMR Wraps, Lance and everybody over there. These cars look pretty sharp. Like to thank Brenna at the cruise shop. Go out to the cruiseshopfw.com and plan your vacation now. I'd also like to thank my Gambler teammates, just the best group of guys. And we've been at this a long time together, and we keep going strong here, so I couldn't be happier. And last but not least, I need to thank my wife. I know I'm biased, but I have got the best wife in the world, and not a day goes by I'm not thankful I have her.
All righty, John. I know exactly what you mean there, bud. Great job tonight, and we'll catch up with you in the pickup trucks.
Will do, man. Have fun in that one.
Oh yeah, you too. You're on the track.
Yeah. Well, if I get taken out early, I might come up here and talk to you.
All right, man. Keep your head on straight, and we'll talk later.
Yep. See you later, man.
All right, everybody. There's John Hine in the 71. Seems to be A-okay, man. Definitely something to see here each and every time. But we're gonna go ahead and shuffle our way over to the Tim Chapman Pickup Cup. We just saw John Hine put on a clinic here, over 30 some odd laps here, led, and that's not including the cautions to get this one done. But really, we got one wrapped up for you coming up next. At Atlanta Motor Speedway, the new configuration of the Super Speedway. So, guys, stay tuned in. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Olivia Olson. I am an industrial engineering senior and club volleyball member here at Penn State.
And I'm Alex Ryan, a computer science senior and another club volleyball member. And we're excited to announce that we're planning to dance in Thon 2023.
Thon is a 46-hour, no-sitting, no-sleeping dance marathon aimed towards raising funds to support those affected by childhood cancer. It is the largest student-run philanthropy in the entire world. We'll be dancing in honor of one of our best friends, Jesse King. Jesse is also a part of club volleyball, but a lot of us would consider him family. Immediately, freshman year, Alex and I clicked with Jesse and all the other new members of club volleyball. We went to the dining hall together for a lot of our meals, spent weekends together, and ended up going on vacations together. It really does feel like family to us.
Going into junior year, Jesse was supposed to live with myself and a few of our other friends, but he was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma in March of 2021. He's been through chemotherapy, it's been a year since he's finished radiation, and we can officially say that he has no active cancer. Currently, he is undergoing physical and cognitive therapies.
Thanks to Thon and Four Diamonds, the King family and many other families have yet to see a bill related to medical expenses, hotels, parking, gas fees, and all other related travel expenses. It just goes to show that every dollar raised truly does go a distance. It allows families to focus on the recovery of their child as opposed to financial stress.
Because of this, we've got to spend a lot more time with Jesse and his family, who are the nicest people in the world. They throw awesome tailgates, and every time we see them, a little bit more of the Jesse that we know and love peeks through.
Until then, we are fully committed to the mission of Thon and 4 Diamonds by raising funds to support the Kings and all the other families affected by childhood cancer.
With Thon less than 100 days away, we're asking that you consider donating. Regardless of the amount, it will make an immense impact. To donate to our donor drive, please scan the QR code or click the included link.
If donating isn't in your cards today, please share this video with those around you. Help us get our fundraising past the finish line.
This is a race that families can't afford to lose.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
At Coolray Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical, we've proudly been the leader in serving the Southeast since 1966. And nobody is more committed to delivering industry-leading excellence to the Nashville community than we are. We're number one because we've got the best and brightest HVAC technicians, plumbers, and electricians. And you can count on us 24/7, 7 days a week. Go to Coolray.com to learn more.
All right, everybody, we are tuned back in, taking a look at our race info here. 60 laps, 3 faster pairs, and that's kind of what we're going to get. But definitely something which you want to see is that extra faster pair that these guys are kind of working into. With this being that extra push a little bit for the extra 4 degrees on the turns, it's more super speedway style. iRacing hasn't exactly kind of squeezed this out 100%. You're going to see a little bit of net code here tonight where guys are touching and they're over 3 to 4 feet apart. Hopefully, with the last update that has come through, I did see Atlanta did square it up a little bit, so iRacing is definitely putting their best foot forward trying to fix some of that. So I think for some of these drivers here returning for the Pickup Cup, this should be looking good here so far. Unlimited tires, but I will say, out here, we're going to kind of tighten the restrictions a little bit. Incident points will be 24. So if you make contact with a car, that's 4. If you get spun around, there's 2. And it'll just add up and add up. If you actually get spun around or make contact with the car, wreck, and then 2 or 3 other cars hit you, you can only really have 1 or 2 of those tangle-ups before the bottom half of this field starts absolutely falling apart here. But that should do it here for Atlanta. Looking good there on the track for 85 degrees, 75 in the air. Got a few guys getting out onto the track right now at this point. Roger Craig, I believe that's who we're looking at now. And the 747, almost to me, this is almost unrecognizable. He's normally in a black and almost in a black and red car. It looks like he's rolling around in an orange Chevrolet. Definitely good to see. I know we've talked before about some of these car makes and models out here. Definitely definite change from what you will normally see here. Not as many Chevrolets. Looks like we got actually a few people taking it up on the Toyota side that are going to go ahead and give it a shot for as well. So Roger Craig out here. Yep, I am not mistaken. Orange truck it is here so far tonight. Looks like he is representing just about every single sponsor of the Coast2Coast Racing League, and I can't blame him. Looking good out there in the Chevrolet. Let's see if he can narrow down a solid time. Guys, if you join the C2CRL.com, this is the debut of the Asphalt League for the Coast2Coast Racing League. All right, let's see what kind of time. All right, we'll see if anybody can beat that 32:35. Nathan Aldrich has done it. We'll see if Roger Craig can pick up a little more pace here. Looking good so far with a 16:10. Not bad in the first section. So let's see if Roger Craig's got anything for this second lap here. Matthew Robinson, I'll have my eyeballs on that 15-4 that just nailed the top pole position here tonight. Oof. Looked like a little buck there out of Roger Craig's truck. 4th position. Let's take a look at Matthew Robinson. He should just finish the second lap there. Ooh, man. Yeah, definitely tough to see out some of these drivers here. Preston Cranmer. See how he's doing out here. Looking pretty good in the echelon wrap. But yeah, definitely it looks kind of crazy here at Atlanta. Normally the people back in the day, they couldn't even recognize this place. This was actually something interesting, how much this place has changed all the way back from 1960 where Fireball Roberts won this race. He took that pole at 133 miles an hour. Right now I've got a top speed that we're even seeing Andy Patton out there doing at 180. So definitely you'd see kind of the swap of what everything is doing over the years here so far. Everything looking solid. Even a throwback to President Jimmy Carter. He actually worked as a ticket seller here on the weekends during the 60s. So something else to keep in mind. A little piece of information some people don't know. But it looks like just about everybody has qualified out here. Oh, yeah, there we go. Here's my buddy Robert Lynch. I've seen him before. Looking good. Definitely can't miss that truck. Looks like that 121 machine definitely putting on the solid times here so far. Right now, sitting in 9th, looking to hammer down. Yeah, you definitely might want to, even during qualifying, if these guys have already put down their times, I would want to put a little extra time out there onto the track, which we saw Robert Lynch put a couple more. just try to spend a little extra time. This track is going to be a lot different than what guys remember. Only about a minute left here in qualifying. Kyle Moonen trying to squeeze out his last lap here. Right now sitting 17th. And... haha, 17th to 6th. Gotta be a lot happier about that. So, the 24 Chevrolet of Kyle Moonen slides up just outside the top 5. Not too shabby here, gentlemen. Kyle Moonen gonna go ahead and duck on out. Looks like Aiden Young in the 69 Ford. He's showing in here, but not qualifying. That seems to be kind of his way. He does that. He sits in the back and then doesn't do anything. Yeah, if I am not mistaken, I've got 31 drivers loaded up for this one, but I've only got 23 that decide to take to the track and qualify. So right now, that should do it. Only about another 10 seconds left in this qualifying session. So it looks like Brandon Dittmer and Chris Schaefer looking to turn their luck around from last year to now. I'm definitely excited to see definitely Chris Schaefer get his chance to a front row spot. Starting here at tonight. So this is going to be a blast. Appreciate you guys joining us here at the C2C Racing Network or SimTraX Broadcasting, whichever one you are at. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That way you can tune in for every single one of them. All right. Let's see if we can go ahead and find some of our guys down there on the track. Let's see. There we go. There's Chris Schaefer. I see him now. All right. Let's take a look at a starting grid here tonight. Starting in the front row, Brandon Dittmer and Chris Schaefer, 1 and 2. Jackson Lomax sitting third. Matthew Robinson, like I said, watch out for that 15 Ford. He's going to be the one in charge sitting fourth. Zach Chapman starting fifth. Kyle Moonen will be sixth. On the inside of the fourth row will be Connor Ross and Andy Patton. Christopher Berger in the ninth. Robert Lynch with a solid top 10 start here, not too shabby. Terry Landis will be starting 11th, and Roger Craig rounding out our top 12. Let's go ahead and rotate to the second half of the field. Nathan Aldrich starting 13th, Jeremy Tate 14th. Jeffrey Kemper starting in the 15th position with Jacob Butcher. Glad to see him back. Starting there in the 16th position. Preston Cranmer with Roland Olson sitting 17th and 18th, and the back of the 10th row will be Neil Strausser and Joseph Canellis. Glad to see Joseph Canellis. Watch out for him. He's he's kind of a sleeper. Don't want to sleep on him, but definitely watch out for him in that number 1 Chevrolet. He makes the moves he needs to do when he needs to do them. John Rayner starting 21st with Gary Sigelkow. Hopefully, I saw him during practice. Definitely is getting better in that 25 Chevrolet for Gary Sigelkow. That brings our guys who normally have not here qualified. That'll actually be starting with Steven Bixler, Aiden Young. That'll be 23 and 24. And the final rest of our deal. The lineup here. Brad Wetzel in the 25th. Dustin Renstedel starting 26th. Sean Grace 27th. And Brandon Ishkanyon starting back in the 28th position. John Mateo in the 29th. Gavin Chatham. Good to see him after the pro late, starting here in the asphalt, starting 30th. John Hine with a win last time. He's going to give it a shot, and let's see if Dean Meitzler is out there onto the track. I see 4 guys. I'm not sure if they are taking to the track here, but we'll keep an eye out there and see if any of them decide to give it a wing. Definitely a good stacked field here so far. No penalties here so far. Nothing carries over from last season. But we'll see what we get out here so far. Definitely good stacked field. Like what I see, especially Atlanta. This is going to be a tough one if you guys tuned in to SimTraX Broadcasting before. You'll see at the Racing Revolution we had a little trouble here at Atlanta. Definitely net code, and there wasn't a single inch of the track that didn't have it. I'm hoping, like I said, iRacing has fixed that, because for Chris Schaefer's sake, in that 23, he definitely needs a good, solid start to this year. Our reigning champion is not here tonight, which is very unusual. Bob Light is not shown up for this truck race. He may be aiming for the Xfinity run that you will find with Travis Piercefield on Thursday nights. But let's go ahead and get this one under green, and away we go here. Good start here so far. No wiggling just yet. Brandon Dittmer in the Wonder Bread truck getting away. Inside line, holding solid. Definitely good moves. Definitely interesting to see guys from dirt into the asphalt. It's definitely a different style of driving. You want to take your time here. Let the car settle in. You're not battling track conditions as much, but we got somebody battling back there for some track condition problems. And I believe Roger Craig may be involved in this one. And we're already mashed up on lap 1. So we can wind it back here for a replay and figure out what happened here. All right, let's take a look at it. Here's Roger Craig. Oh, man. Landis looked like he got in the bottom there of Robert Lynch. Let's roll that back one more time. Let's take a peek here. Maybe see if we can find something top side. Yeah, there's a little bit of that net code I've been telling you about. You saw there was about 1.5 feet between the two. And that's going to get them spun around. So Robert Lynch gets nailed here. Goes up and smacks into Roger Craig. And Roger Craig just collects the rest of the field. Man, I hate to see it so early in the race here. Robert Lynch, good job getting off the track. Oof. Yeah, definitely tough to see so early here in the race. It looks like Roger Craig has reassumed position back onto the track here. He's not going to be down 14 positions now, sitting about 25th here. Yeah, down 13 positions in the 25th. Definitely something to catch up here, but we'll see if we can get these guys around. Yeah, right now I'm showing the bottom 4 guys. Brandon Ishkanyon, Dustin Reinstedt, John Hine, and Dean Meitzler are not taking to the field tonight. There's Aiden Young in the 69 machine. May end up tied up a little bit during the earlier part of the night. Definitely interesting to not see him show up for the Pro Lates. These guys are going to double stack back up and get going here. Yeah, something to keep in mind as well now with the new Asphalt League. The Xfinity Series is actually going to be running kind of a different style. They'll be running the 4 seasons as well, just like the trucks, but a little bit differently. And then they'll be actually having a NASCAR Trail, which will be a different set of points, which will be held the year-round points. So Xfinity, I believe, is actually if you were your incident limit is low, you move up. So they're actually going to tier the Xfinity. So it'll be a lot tougher driving on Thursdays as well. Not saying the trucks aren't, but it is definitely tough for these drivers out here in the Truck Series to prove themselves and definitely shove their way into a Thursday night. Xfinity runs definitely a squeeze for that, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Our very own Roland Olson here in the 48 Chevrolet, who is sponsoring the Thursday night. See Zach Chapman out here, but I do not see Mr. Tim Chapman. Do not see Tim Chapman out here. I do miss that South Park theme he runs. Well, let's see if Chris Schaefer can get a better jump here on Brandon Dittmer, who's going to try to take it away from him again. Going to be using that restart zone. Away they go. 83 gets taken off here. And he's got the start. Definitely exactly where he wants to be on that one. Chris Schaefer trying to hang a more favorable outside line. Matthew Robinson definitely picking that line is not the one he wants to take, and away he goes here. Yeah, Matthew Robinson up into second position now following Dittmer. I'm expecting the 15 to definitely not sit behind him for long. Chris Schaefer was in trouble a lot in the last race, last season. There wasn't a place, there wasn't a magnet, it wasn't attached to him on that one. These guys are definitely pushing their way around. Hopefully a couple laps here under green, and we're going to get these guys settled in. But we've got a car into the wall. Definitely here in the backfield. I think Aiden Young may be part of it. No caution yet. Joseph Canellis, blown engine. He's going to be using one of those faster pairs now. Interesting to see no caution at this point. I'm not 100% sure as to why. But we'll take a look at it real quick. Aiden Young gets rear-ended here. Yeah, that may have continued farther up the track for Joseph Canellis to get caught up in it as well. Still under green. Alrighty, away we go. Hopefully, we'll see some of these guys able to return later in the race. I know they're going to be a few laps down after that one. But let's take an eye here in the front. Zach Chapman, here he comes on the bottom line. Ooh, man. Definitely got to be careful there. Looks like, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it might be Andy Patton who may have touched the bottom there. I was incorrect. Jackson Lomax on the 96 Toyota dropped it off the table. Touched the bottom there on the apron. He's got to be careful. You do that, that is definitely going to bounce you up into the rest of the field. But boy, tight racing here so far. Much better. As it looks like everybody's starting to really test the limits here. What iRacing can do. Jackson Lomax off the table again. Definitely got to be careful. Christopher Berger looks like he's straightened it up a little since practice. And there's Joseph Canellis trying to get back onto the track. I don't blame him. Exactly what you see Joseph Canellis is doing is he's trying to slide back into the field to see if he can grab a hold of a little more draft here and catch back up. Definitely don't want to fall too far behind. Joseph Canellis is already 2 laps down in this one. Christopher Berger getting a little fresh air there on the outside, running a little higher there than his adversary in front of him, Preston Cranmer. Good marks here so far by Brandon Dittmer, leading every lap of this race here so far. Not really under fire much as he's staying out there. Christopher Schaefer got a nasty turn here, and he's going to have to dial back in behind Kyle Moonen. Kyle Moonen's been on the move here, now into 5th. Yeah, Christopher Schaefer trying to see if he can find a solid line there toward the bottom. Outside line will be faster after a while, but it definitely tears up those right side tires. And that's, I think, what we're starting to see out of Chris Schaefer. It's starting to definitely wear down on him here as he's still stuck on the outside line. Chris Schaefer in that 23 Chevrolet trying to make something happen here. As Andy Patton in the 87's holding him up there. Yeah, the reason Chris Schaefer really can't get a break here is he's getting draft, he's not getting draft. So he loses it here with the 24, 3 wide. Hold it. Chris Schaefer makes contact. And Terry Landis is around. Oh, boy. Hold on. Rest of the field. Stop. Clink again. Steven Bixler. Man. Yeah, I can't say anything about Terry Landis. Not 100%, 110% sure what happened there. That's going to bring out our second caution. I'm sure Joseph Canellis would like that. I believe he's got a few guys in front of him. They're going to have a shot before he gets his lucky dog wave around. Let's see if we can kind of break this one down here a little bit. Let's see if we can roll through. We saw Christopher Schaefer get underneath the 82. 82 made contact with Christopher Schaefer there in the front. And here's where it gets ugly. I'm not 100% sure why Landis got turned around here. Is that the 35 got him spun around here? Landis may have came down on the bottom because he saw a 3 wide happen, and the 35 kind of rammed him with Connor Ross. Got underneath of him here and sent the 161 around. Boom. John Rayner nails him there. Yeah, it looks like Preston Kramer went ahead and saved it there. John Rayner got a massive shot. He's got a massive amount of damage. 161 here. He definitely got smoked out right on that last one. Bixler caught it as well. Right here. Bam. Hopefully Robert Lynch squeezes out from that. Oh, man. Let's see if we can get a top view as the wrecking continues, I think, after the fact. Yeah, Robert Lynch tries to squeeze through here and catches the 75 car. Holy cow, look at Jeffrey Kemper. Look, see see the net code right there? Absolutely nothing he could have done. Why? Oh, boy. That's a lot of what we're going to see here tonight. So, right now we are taking a look here at Robert Lynch coming out of pits here. He's going to be running out of fast repairs. This keeps up. Definitely tough to be. I don't see a lot where a lot of driving mistakes are being made at this point. Seems a little more battle with the track. I think 35 of Connor Ross getting underneath Terry Landis there might have been a little bit of trouble. Connor Ross actually maintaining 8th position here. Right now, pit stops are happening for most of the field here. Whether it's damage or fuel, unsure. Right now, I've got at least all the way back to the top 9 have not pit. Jeffrey Kemper pit on lap 1. Roger Craig pit on lap 1. Those guys were in a tangle up in the first caution. They've worked their way up after that. Gavin Chatham here in the 12th. He has yet to pit. And Roland Olson is yet to pit. Both these guys are sitting in 10th and right now 10th and 12th. Last season when we were talking about those salty dogs out here, they had dog bones up. Almost every NASCAR night had gold dog bones up for grabs. Right now, I believe about 5 guys are locked and loaded here for the dog bone here tonight, so a silver one may be up for grabs. And we'll see who can walk away with that one. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Roland Olson in the number 48 Chevrolet is lined up for that at this point. But we still got a lot of race left here to go. All right, cars are double stacking here. Pace car lights are off. Brandon Dittmer and Matthew Robinson, 1 and 2, Chevrolet and a Ford, going to make it happen here. Jackson Lomax, we saw him kind of falling off the bottom, hitting that apron there, so I know Christopher Schaefer is going to be lining up behind him. He's going to be a little nervous. But Kyle Moonen there on the outside there with Andy Patton in the 87. So, good stack of these front 6 here so far. Let's see if Matthew Robinson can stay on the jump here before Brandon Dittmer in the 83 can get away here. Yeah, inside line definitely takes off on that one. Gets a great jump. And now Matthew Robinson hung toward the outside. Christopher Schaefer kind of got his pointing his finger out the window saying, see, this is what it looks like top line, as now Christopher Schaefer slides underneath. Matthew Robinson takes the 3rd position. So Matthew Robinson actually on the trek back toward the back here, having to battle his way back toward the front. Not enough room. Kyle Moonen trying to change the 15's mind here to let him know that outside line is fast. Just work with me. Jackson Lomax, wow. Definitely made the 15 Ford there get a little loose. Want to get toward the top and make some room, but back under yellow we are. Unsure where this ended up happening here in the back. It's like Aiden Young is looking a little slow, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that is Terry Landis that is smoking. 3rd caution. So we're going to try to wind this one back here a little bit, see if we can have a look-see and see what happened here. At what happened. Terry Landis here in the 161 gets a really heck of a run here off of 4. Oof. Stephen Bixler in the 75 knocked him here. Boy, Joseph Canellis doesn't want to see that happen again. And that looks like that may have done it there. And I believe the caution would probably come out for fluid on the track. Yeah, I know some of you may be thinking no caution on that first one. There were about 4 cars tangled up in that one, but we have one here. I would agree with you. But fluid on the track is not a good thing. As we saw, Terry Landis has a blown engine here. Let's take a look at it from the top side. Yeah, definitely. You see that buck right there. Yeah, Landis just had absolutely nowhere to go. And then the finishing move here by the 32 car. Yeah, definitely hate to see it here with Terry Landis getting mugged again. So we'll see where this ends everybody up here after this caution again. Guys, if you were looking to join out there, if you're a fellow iRacer like I am and you're thinking about joining an asphalt league or a dirt league, go to c2crl.com. We can get you signed up for the league. It's not too late. It's definitely not too late to sign up. Definitely looking for more drivers as well. I got 32 out here, but I tell you what, nothing makes me more ecstatic than seeing it start with a 4. If I get 40 drivers out here on the track, that would be something. That would be absolutely amazing. And the better and better you get, the farther up front you will be. Definitely, like I said, there are guys out here, especially your faster drivers, be able to get a hold of them, run them down, and ask them to help you get faster out here on the track. Atlanta's one of those tough ones that is definitely hard to contend with. Like I said, just the amount of kind of the toss-up between the two of where they're going to be is kind of where the wiggle room is. But where there's a place that's not wiggle room is going to be actually next week. The NASCAR Trucks Asphalt League for Tim Chapman Pickup Cup here is going to be at Iowa. 100 laps scheduled for that one. Definitely keep your eye out for that. If you've tuned in before, Iowa is an extremely bumpy track. If you catch that bump coming out of 4, you're in the wall. There's no doubt about it. And I call it the right front tire fryer. And that is what we're going to see when those guys head to Iowa next week, tomorrow. Guys, keep in touch there with the Cool Ray Hometown Heroes as those guys are going to get locked and loaded there at Lincoln Speedway. Definitely the fixed 305, 360, 410, and then the Stock Street Enduro. I'll keep and watch out for that. That should be a good run there. That should be brought to you by XeSpeed TV. Better get used to saying that because he's also on for your Flatline Racing Bodies Thursday Night Thunder. He'll be on there as well. And he'll be hosting your Xfinity Series on the Thursday nights. So definitely something to see there. You'll find them this Thursday coming up, the Xfinity Series, if you're into the asphalt. 60 laps there at Atlanta. But let's go ahead and get through the trucks here today. This seems to be the feat of its own. Matthew Robinson going to have another shot here to get a better restart. I've actually seen some times where a guy will actually lower down and almost make contact with the car so I know when he launches. But 15 to Matthew Robinson going ahead and giving him a nice, easy workaround here. But right now, Jackson Lomax and Brandon Dittmer, both really in red, white, and blue cars here, getting pulled away here. Chris Schaefer sees it, makes the move. And Matthew Robinson drops down toward the bottom, leaving Kyle Moon and Christopher Berger on the top. I think Matthew Robinson is tired of starting top line here, but he tries for the outside again. We're with Chris Schaefer. Chris Schaefer now toward the outside. These guys have been on the outside before. Definitely looking good here for the top 4. These guys are definitely getting it matched up here. Ooh. I don't know about you guys, but looked like the 83 got a little loose there, slid through the tunnel turn. Definitely the more this track is taking shape and the renovations it has had, the more it's starting to look like Charlotte. And that tunnel turn's starting to become its own turn of itself on the front stretch. But now, here in the front, on the back stretch, lead has changed. Christopher Schaefer has gotten it at this point. Dittmer's trying to make really a plea to stay out front. But Schaefer getting very, very loose here in front of Matthew Robinson. Robinson wants to push, but the 23 car's got to calm down. Good solid green flag laps here. Matthew Robinson still pushing the 23. Christopher Berger behind him. Kyle Moonan's dropped away from Berger, now taking the inside line. Looking good here so far. Let's move to the tower. Oh, man. Yeah, you definitely see that bump into 3, and that's just the new G-forces from this track. There's that awful turn. Looks like Roland Olsen gets a little smack there around that turn. And the 48 car losing some positions now, moving toward the front. Gavin Chatham, I do want to make an announcement here. Whoa, easy there, 23. Boy, Christopher Schaefer, super loose here. And if I'm the 15 right now, half that seat is in my race suit. He has got to be nervous because that 23 has got to settle down here because a wreck in the front row is going to take out the rest of the field. Definitely holds Brandon Dittmer honest there on the bottom. He's definitely trying to make a point. My gut serves me right. I would figure Chris Schaefer here is looking for when he's clear of that 83, and he wants off that top line. But Matthew Robinson's going to help him do it. There's the push down the backstretch, and now the 23's clear. Down to the bottom he goes, just the way I called it, and now Dittmer's boxed in. Fresh air coming to the front nose of Matthew Robinson. Will Christopher Berger now push him toward the front as Chris Schaefer's going to get him a few lead laps here. Christopher Berger doing just that. Number 2 pushing the 15. Ford and Toyota working together on the top line. And away we go. This is exactly what I want. A lot more green flag laps. Brandon Dittmer not happy about the 23 loose again. Matthew Robinson now into the lead. Great job here. Matthew Robinson finally has his break. 23 dropping it off the table here, and this might be it. Oh, caution is out. No. No. Caution is out. Few drivers tangled up here in the back. I believe Jacob Butcher might be one of them here. Roland Olsen and Neil Strausser. That is who has shown me may be in some trouble. Bixler, there's Olsen. We saw him on the backstretch there, and I believe Olsen is trying desperately to limp this thing to pit road. He may still have a chance with a fast repair to get back on the track. If he tows, that is obviously 3 minutes, and that will put him many, many laps down. So that would be the reason you see the 48 truck trying to limp his way back to pit. Let's go ahead and roll it back here and see if we can find out what exactly happened on this replay. I want to take a look at Roland Olsen first. Oh. 181 at Jeffrey Kemper. What? Hold on. Somebody's in the wall here. 68. Neil Strausser goes up there and almost marries the wall here. Let's see if we can take another angle at this. We have Jeffrey Kemper on screen here. Looks like he catches the back end of the 87. Oh, man. And the carnage. Yeah, there it was. Did you see Neil Strausser's truck? Why? Watch what happens. This is the part of iRacing that doesn't just make sense yet. There's not a hook in the wall. We're not fishing for trucks. So Neil Strausser praying for he has another fast repair as he comes down pit road in that 68 machine. And we got to definitely keep an eye out. I want to find Kemper's car and see if I can get a good angle here on Jeffrey Kemper in the 181. Because I would guess I want to take a look here a little farther back and see if the 87 was wiggling. 87 looking pretty solid there. Boom. And he just catches him. And this is the heartbreaker that gets some people. The 181 survives all this. And right now, per my ticker and everything when we return, right now I'm still showing him holding a solid top 10. While some of our other guys back there just got absolutely obliterated here. Let's go ahead and get us back alive here. Yeah, I think these guys are starting to shuffle up here. Let's take a look at it. I think actually behind Roland Olsen, they're still mangling each other here on the track. Jeez. All right. That moves us to the front row. Right now, 2 guys on this track have yet to pit. Christopher Berger and Gavin Chatham. Right now, Gavin Chatham is up 27 positions in that 99 Chevrolet. Preston Kramer is up 14, sitting 3rd, and Jeremy Tate is up 10. Everybody else has lost positions here, including Chris Schaefer, Rab Robinson, Zach Chapman, and Brandon Dittmer. But these guys have all pit on lap 27. Good time to pit, and may not have to pit for the rest of the race via fuel. But definitely tires were a factor, so watch out for new tires and fresh tires out there on the track. Christopher Berger going to take us to our next restart here. Let's get this one underway. Number 2 gets pulled away, no problem. Jeremy Tate close in tow, trying to see if he can catch him here. Gavin Chatham lost a lot of speed here, almost seemed to be caught off guard by the guys with the fresh tires. Matthew Robinson sees it and plans his attack. 83 is going to help push him here, and this lead, watch this. Oh, man, nasty block here by Christopher Berger. There on the bottom, 15 and 83 had a run. Yeah, right now Robinson and Dittmer got to be pounding their heads off the dash at this point. That number 2 just absolutely stopped that inside line. They were doing about 10 to 15 miles an hour faster, but really right now, great communication by the guys in the front to not really send that number 2 the rest of the way around. All right, here they come again. 15 in the 83, trying to see if they can find a gap here, and they don't. Matthew Robinson doesn't want to leave Brandon Dittmer behind. Jeremy Tate holding Dittmer down toward the bottom. Let's see if they decide to do it here on the front stretch. 15 looking for a little fresh air there toward the top. Decides against it. Back around, turn 1. No moves here yet so far. Jeremy Tate holding solid. 99 car of Gavin Chatham, who started second, getting loose here, marching his way back. Now down to 6. Zach Chapman closes the gap with the 72 Coolray machine. Now a little gap here, letting Christopher Berger do his thing. Round and round we go. Out there, Stella. Houston, what was that? Yeah, no kidding. That's the little thing about Atlanta. They still got a few kinks here at this track. But definitely iRacing is in the process of rescanning most of these tracks, so hopefully we'll get a few of these things knocked out through the time. But back to the track here. Look at the 181 of Matt Kemper trying to get something going there, but the 5th caution is out, and I think Roger Craig is tied up in this one. A lot of smoke from around his truck. All right, let's go ahead and get to that caution replay here. Let's see if we can find out what happened. Got a few of them going here. Might have a few new ones here for our montage. Let's take a look here at Roger Craig. Racing on the outside here of the 24 machine. Ooh. Uh-oh. Something might happen here. This looks like a time for our chopper view. Let's see, Toro. Oh, man, it looks like Roger Craig might have slid a little bit. Goes on around. If I got to admit right now, for the rest of the field, this couldn't have been better. That was only a one-car spin out here. So really not too bad. Like I said, this could have been much, much, much worse. Collecting the rest of the field, but just a little tangle up here with Kyle Moonen and Roger Craig. Right now, a whole bunch of the field is pitting. Berger, Chapman, Tate, Ross, Aldrich, Cranmer, Chatham, Robert Lynch, Gary Sigelkow. A lot of these guys are coming through. We'll tune in here just a little bit. I want to see if we can find a little better, a bit of a better angle here and see if I can see something that may have happened. Here we go. Let's get to that dash cam here. Riding along with Kyle Moonen. Clink. Yep, right there, and around he goes. All right, I got it done. All righty, pit stops are ending now. Gavin Chatham, Wetzel, Grace, Brad Wetzel, Sean Grace, Robert Lynch, and Gary Sigelkow. These guys are still in pit at this point. Sigelkow, I think, still trying to hammer out some of those dents right now over a 40-second pit time at this point. Definitely hate to see it. Gary Sigelkow with so much time practicing in. Now he's going to have to battle his way back to the front. But speaking of the front, that puts Matthew Robinson and Brandon Dittmer 1 and 2 now. And it looks like Christopher Berger said, you know what? You're right. Time for tires, and he did. He came down, but I want to admit, only a 10.5-second pit stop time by Christopher Berger here. If you guys have learned anything here, tuning in here to the Coast2Coast Racing Network or SimTraX Broadcasting, listen to me. 10 seconds is enough to put right side tires in a full tank of fuel. So we'll keep an eye out to see if Christopher Berger only took right side tires to maintain track position. 9th place is where he sits now. Not too shabby after a pit stop there. Zach Chapman was the only one on that same pit to beat him. Zach Chapman beat him off pit road, holding in the 8th. But he only had a just under 6-second pit stop time, so it was definitely a splash and go for the 72 Chevrolet. A couple of the guys, you see him kind of rotating out and moving toward the back here. Those are lapped cars. They're going to be rotating their way toward the back and getting their way out of it here. Alrighty, top 21 cars still on the lead lap here. Terry Landis will be the next one with the Lucky Dog wave around. Landis has got to stay on the hard charge there in the front to keep in front. Who will be battling for position is Aiden Young in the 69. Definitely a tough driver to stay in front of. But we'll see if Aiden Young can kind of turn his luck around here. This has definitely been a pretty big mix-up for a lot of our drivers out there on the track. Pace car is off. Green flag is out, and away they go. All right. Race against childhood cancer. Green flag is out. Matthew Robinson finally getting the start he's always wanted. Inside line, and gets taken off here. In front of Brandon Dittmer, Jeffrey Kemper sitting 3rd, Jackson Lomax into 4th, and Joseph Canellis. Talk about after blowing an engine first in this race, is now sitting here battling in the 5th position, sitting up 15 positions where he originally started. Excellent job here by Joseph Canellis. Like I said, he is not one to sleep on here in that number 1 car. Definitely guys do not want to drop off the track. You see that bump here, and Jeffrey Kemper is around, and here we go. This is going to be a nasty pile up on this one. Man, oh man. All right, 6 cautions out here tonight. Guys, out there in the chat, let's have a little fun here tonight. Go ahead and give me a guess and tell me how many you think we're going to have here, because this is looking kind of ugly from what is happening here. I'm not sure what is going on at this point, but let's take a look at it top side. If you guys remember, just moments ago I was saying it's not good to drop it off the track here. Let's look at Kemper squeezed down here on Dittmer. 96 of Jackson Lomax drops off the track and bucks up a little bit, and this is what they're going to call, quote, an iRacing incident. So we're going to stay here with the 181 here and watch the rest of the field just kind of either stomp on the gas to squeeze around, as, oh boy, Christopher Schaefer gets it. There's Berger getting it. 99, Chatham getting it. Oh, Gary Sigelkow. Gary, don't do it to the bulldozer. Away goes Terry Landis trying to see if he can get the lucky dog position, holding it to the floor. Man, oh man, oh man. There's Bixler catching the 99. All right. I want to see if I can actually catch up with Terry Landis here and see if I can find the inside of his car on that one. Because he watched this absolutely explode in front of him. As we get going here, let's see. Might actually have something from his dashboard here right above. Now see if we can watch at full speed if Terry Landis getting through this one. PCI Racing kind of just give up on him there. He let him go through a couple of cars. Seems to be unscathed. Yeah, from the top side, that was looking pretty grim for some drivers out there. Man, oh man, oh man. Yeah, right now, tonight, I'm showing Sean Grace in the 27 Toyota. Is our hard charger at this point with only about 20-some-odd laps to go here. Up 18 positions, sitting 9th. So looking pretty good so far at this point. And we'll get this one going here. Not too bad. Already almost 2/3 of the way through this race. Good bit of them under caution out there. We got a guess for 12. Let's see, Stella 10 last time. You guessed 10 last time and they only did 9. If you vote 9, maybe they'll do 8. I would love to guess 6, and I call this the final caution here for tonight. That would be fantastic. I think 20 laps between Robinson, Dittmer, Kanellis, and I'm sure we'll see Kyle Moonen battle his way toward the front. That's going to be... that, to me, right now, I'm calling that as the top 4 here. Robinson, Dittmer, Kanellis, and Moonen. These guys are poised and waiting at this point. I think they're just trying to see who has pit and who hasn't. Out of those 4, I called Kyle Moonen as the only one who has pit on lap 34. Everybody else is pit on lap 27 for the top 4 at this point. Andy Patton pit on lap 27, Kanellis, Robinson, and Dittmer. So this is starting to stack up to be a decent race here so far. I know a couple couple drivers out there are having a little trouble here, but it's first race of the season. I'm sure it won't be like that for the rest of the way around. But let me tell you right now, if I am not mistaken, is that Matthew Robinson? That is a Patriots on the side of his truck. Man. I think a SimTraX would look good on the side of his truck the same way it does on the side of Robert Lynch's truck. And on the back, looks good. So Robinson, Dittmer, going to take us away to another restart here. Use that Geico restart zone. Away we go. Matthew Robinson starting out front. Brandon Dittmer in tow. That'll be Joseph Kanellis will be following along with Andy Patton in the Black Rifle Coffee 87 Chevrolet right behind him. All right, that goes ahead and stacks the rest of the field here with Connor Ross and Kyle Moonen here. Marching their way around. You saw the 181 there of Jeffrey Kemper down toward the bottom. Moonen staying toward the top side, trying to see if he can run into 3. Wow, that was an ugly move here. 87, I think, got a little loose getting into the turn, but great job here by Kyle Moonen. And the top 4 I've called are now here. So right now, Robinson, Dittmer, Moonen, and Kanellis. 1, 2, 3, and 4 as Moonen still making his charge toward the front. New tires for Moonen here, maybe on the right side, seeing he only had a 9-second pit stop. Just about 2/10 shy of a 10-second pit stop for Moonen. Right side tires may straighten this car up here. Preston Cranmer definitely fighting on the outside of the 35 as well, seeing if he can get a little piece of that action. Here toward the front, 17 to go at the line. And it's starting to heat up here in the top 4. Kyle Moonen holding for 3rd. Now he's trying his, he's almost got it. Only about a fender Joseph Kanellis has on the 24 machine. Good run here so far. Let's see if Preston Cranmer wants to push Kyle Moonen here. Oh, man, Vanderbilt Racing definitely getting to work here with the SW right behind him. Let's see if we can get it going. All right, outside line is forming up. What does Matthew Robinson do? Right now, Brandon Dittmer's been pretty good to him so far this race. Right now, 83 has got to make that push if 83 wants to stay in a podium position. Because right now, the outside line is pulling up. Kyle Moonen's got the lead. Preston Cranmer now into 3rd. But only by a fender here. Definitely getting a little loose. Kanellis rotating up the track. Gets super close to that 35. 35 of Connor Ross been in some trouble so far this race. Definitely cleaned it up here so far. That's why he's here in the top 10. getting his way around. Joseph Canella, so we already see him. A little bit of damage to the back of the bumper of that number 1 truck. Right now, so far, only 1 Ford and 1 Toyota in the top 10. Matthew Robinson, the Ford, and Sean Grace in the 10th in the Toyota. The rest are Chevrolets, and they're holding out. Boy, that bump coming out of 4 there, they're definitely looking ugly. Joseph Canellis, we saw what happened in that bump last time. Might want to think twice about that. Ducking on around. Looks like we see Gary Sigwakow coming out of pit road now. 87 truck getting a little loose. Andy Patton, hold on there. Matthew Robinson held there with Brandon Dittmer, and now Kyle Muniz filed back almost to 3rd, but now back to 2nd. Definitely good running by here, these guys so far. Stella out there in the chat. Right now, my number's holding. But we got 13 more to go at the line, and Matthew Robinson wants this win bad. Definitely fast drivers, like I said. What you see here in the top 5 at this point, these are going to be your guys, to me, for the entire rest of the season. You're going to be your points runners. Getting around here, side by side, are the 15 and the 24. Ford and Chevrolet in the front row. 83 of Brandon Dittmer, trying to see if he can snug up a little closer to get this inside line moving. And he is. Anchor spot of Joseph Canellis definitely knows when to slack off a little bit, and he does. Makes a little room, dives back into turn 1. 83 got the moves here on the 15. Definitely trying to get a little closer. Robinson rotates up the track to keep Moonin toward the top. Moonin says, all right, I'll take the top. Preston Kramer joins him. Moonin's got the lead, but we'll see if Brandon Dittmer snugs a little closer here to the 15 machine. That they do. Contact. Here we go. Kyle Moonin drifting around the turn, but he survives the rest of the field wrecks. Here we go. 514 smoked out of this one. Still continuing to wreck. 43. There's the fish hook again. And these guys are around. Wow. Preston Cranmer involved. All right, Stella, my number didn't hold. 7 it will be. 7 cautions here. Let's rotate that one back. Like I said, this thing has definitely got iRacing. It may not have been a fault of any of these guys here on the track. Definitely had some room. It looked like Dittmer may have rotated up the track just a hair, and that might have done it. Let's take a look here from Preston Cranmer's machine here. Let's see what happens. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. It looked like Dittmer came up. Dittmer came up and caught Moonin here. All right, let's see if we can get toward the top. Let's get to the outside, because you see it just kind of continues from there. Preston Cranmer pops him here, but Preston Cranmer stays in the gas. Turns the 35 around here, and the 35, boy, the 514 at the bottom. Boy, comes up. Robert Lynch in it again. Boy, oh boy. Just can't seem to get a break here. Let me see if we can rotate this camera around just a little bit top side here. 35. I'm sorry. At this point, you gotta laugh. Look at Connor Ross. Look at that truck. What in the world is happening on with him? That thing caught it again. Definitely has some sticky spots in the wall. Watch it grab him. Boink. And away they go. Looked like a bomb went off underneath them. Oh, man. Wow. Wow. Hopefully he lands back on planet Earth here pretty soon. And we'll catch up with him here in a little while. 82 machine, if I believe John Mateo catches him on the back end here. We saw how the wreck happened, but I definitely want to keep an eye. I think iRacing gives up on him with this hit here. Look at that. Look at the height. Look at the height. The 82 machine of John Mateo sent into orbit. Holy cow, that was awesome. All right, I gotta do it one more time. I'm sorry, one more time. Watch this. And it's good. All right, 3 points. Holy cow. All right, hopefully John Mateo is able to return back to the track. If I'm not mistaken, going back live, he is not. That 82 Ford is down pit road still. Oh. Wow, wow, wow. Definitely something to see there. All right, pace car lights are off. John Mateo, I'm sure, is out of the car, maybe changing his racing suit at this point. That was a launch. So we'll see if Marty Zacala with the Slide Job Racing Network can beat that one. I got the Rex to beat it. That was the one here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Kind of hold him there and I'll launch him. So, one to launch now. Matthew Robinson here with the restart here after the 7th caution. 15 Ford will get away. And Brandon Dittmer will be in tow. Watch out for Kyle Moonen here in the 24 machine. Seeing if he can run him down. Now, interesting enough, I do want to mention Joseph Canellis. Pit on lap 50, 15 seconds, so definitely with some fresh tires there. But the 83, nasty re-entry here coming into turn 2. Yeah, definitely some contact was made there with Brandon Dittmer. He's not happy about that. Now he's going to work with Kyle Moonen on the top. So right now, Matthew Robinson's got to be a little nervous. He knows what Dittmer can do there with Moonen. As you saw, Dittmer work real well there with Kyle. Or actually with Matthew Robinson. Now he's going to work with Kyle. Here toward the top, but we are less than 10 laps to go. Let's see if we can get this one done. Come on, turn 3. Here they come. Let's see Sean Grace in the 27 Toyota. Look at him. 24 positions up here right now. Doing a great job. We took a look at him before, and he's still charging toward the front. But it gets looser and looser here in the front, as he is one of the trucks that have pit back on lap 34 there with Kyle Moonen. Gavin Chatham in the 99, right behind him as well, rolling on the outside of Zach Chapman. Zach Chapman actually down 1 position from where he started this race. And you're going to see these guys 2 wide with the draft starting to catch some lap traffic here. We're going to kind of cross our fingers here. Let's pray that this doesn't cause a caution. It's always easier to leave the racing surface and get below that line if the guys catch you. But not just yet, as looks like Matthew Robinson putting his right foot down and putting a little more gas to it to stay out front. Last pitty on lap 27. Right now, these guys got to be nervous if they got enough fuel. Matthew Robinson rotates toward the top, trying to hold Kyle up there. But Moonen making a bid here for the lead. He's got it. Oh, man. Yeah, right now that 15 machine is trying to turn his magnet to the South Pole to see if he can get Sean Grace to magnetize to him and push him toward the front. Little nudge there by Dittmer into Moonen, and Moonen's loose. That allows Robinson to regain the lead here, and we're just going to stay here with our top, really, 12 drivers here. Round and round these guys go here. Matthew Robinson now has the lead. 27 drops off the table, and now back on. Yeah, Kyle Moonen has his head on a swivel right now as that 27 Toyota's getting loose. Jackson Lomax finally returning here, sitting in 8th. The other fellow Toyota here in the top 10. But he's rolling behind Roland Olsen. Yeah, interesting to see here. No passing below that red and white line. And you see actually Matthew Robinson giving up that low line for the 27 to sneak underneath to see if he wants to make a pass. But we have 2 laps to go here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Right now, this is really chalking up to be a great one here at the end. Sean Grace now has 2nd. Kyle Moonen still trying to protest that move, and he's going to push his way back toward the front. Zach Chapman sneaking down toward the bottom, see if he can get a little fresh air. Oh, we got somebody around. No! Matthew Robinson, a race leader, is around. 8 cautions. Stella, we are going to have a chat tomorrow in the Racing Revolution League when you join me here in the booth about your 8 caution limit. Right now, Matthew Robinson has got to be hanging his head at this point, and we're going to find out really who's pointing fingers. All right. Now, let's take a look at it from the top here. Now, remember I was saying about the 15 giving up that bottom line, and I think that's exactly what happens here. 27 gets the fresh air, which means he gets the run. 27 down toward the bottom. Matthew Robinson closes the gap here. Boom. Gets caught. Now, I do want to take the moment here. Let's rotate it back, and let's find the top. Because this is absolutely heartbreaking here for Matthew Robinson. Boy, that's tough. It didn't look like they touched. Man, it didn't look like they touched. Lomax, Roland Olson, Joseph Canellis. 87 to Andy Patton caught in it. Man. As a fellow driver, when you're in the race and then my race is absolutely almost ended at that point, it's just every piece and every inch of your body is so upset with the moment. How do you recover and come back and say, you know, can I try again? Now, if you want to talk about a wild spin on this, right now, Matthew Robinson, after leading the race, has come down pit road on lap 59. This is going to have a green-white checkered, so we're going to reset it, so there's going to be at least 2 laps under green. He will now have fresh tires, a fresh truck, and enough fuel to make it to the end. Right now, there isn't a soul in front of him that is pit after lap 40. That being Gavin Chatham up 26 positions in the 99. He last pit on 39. Brandon Dittmer last pit on 27. And Kyle Moonen last pit on 34. Out of those times, Gavin Chatham is the only one who has decently fresh tires. Kyle Moonen only had a just under 10-second pit stop in the 24 Chevrolet, and Brandon Dittmer with an 11.2 second pit stop. So right now, Matthew Robinson's chances of fighting back toward the front may be good. But we'll see on this one, as I'm not seeing him stack up where it's showing on my ticker at this point. If he can get a solid run here, Matthew Robinson may have a chance to battle his way back toward the front. But we'll have to see when they stack up back under green, where this kind of shuffles Matthew Robinson in that Ford. Because right now it's showing me back of the line here. And right now I'm sure some of these guys are getting pretty nervous out there on that incident limit. So this race may boil down to Kyle Moonen, Dittmer, and Chatham. Joseph Canellis, I believe, he may be out. Joseph Canellis may be out of this race. Man, oh man. Called the top 4. My top 4 blew to pieces. Only 2 remain. Kyle Moonen and Dittmer, front lane. Let's see if we can get this one going here. Roland Olson sitting 4th. But it's showing him all the way back here, so let's see what the shuffle is. Out there on the track, Kyle Moonen still leading the race here. Brandon Dittmer definitely taking a peek around. Boy, back under caution. 9. And I believe Mr. Sigelcow may be in this one. 25 machine is obliterated. Heavy damage to that car. Yeah, it looked like a couple lapped cars are actually in front of Matthew Robinson. I don't know if he, since he came down pit, if that set him back, but it's very unusual. We'll take a peek at it. Let's look at Gary Sigelcow here. Definitely Matthew Robinson there toward the bottom. Uh-oh. As it looked like a little bit of miscommunication here in the back. Jacob Butcher in the 85 catches him here. Sends that 25 AMSOIL machine around. Yeah, definitely not what you want to see here. But we're going to take a peek here back. Matthew Robinson here in the 14th position now, showing him down pit road. And what would be a crazy part of this race, from what my ticker's showing, I've only got the top 6 on the lead lap. Brandon Dittmer having to come down pit road. Look at this. One of our race leaders coming down pit. He may be out of fuel. So since he is already coming down pit road, I believe he's only got a couple other guys joining him here. Zach Chapman is coming down. Jacob Butcher's coming down. So Matthew Robinson is still trying to straighten it out here a little bit. He's going to try to give it another run, but Dittmer, huge mistake here. With this many cautions, this is now going to set him way back. But fortunately, like we were saying, how many people are on the lead lap? So he is actually going to maintain a top 5 position here into the start. So interesting to see. If it were kind of my decision, a little crew chief in here, if Dittmer had taken tires, this may actually work out to the best of his advantage, because when these guys double file, all the lapped cars will go behind him. Dittmer will remain back up front, but now would be the time for a fresh set of tires sliding into this one, because that last lap pass may be absolutely critical at this point. I'm unsure how many green-white checkers we have here. We are already on our second. Pace car lights are still on here. Like I said, guys, if you're thinking about joining here at C2CRL.com, you'll be able to get a hold of one of the admins there for this league. Get you squared away, get you out here on the track with these guys, and be able to have that opportunity. Whether you're dirt, or I believe they even have a GT3 league that runs on Sundays. They've got retreads, 55 and older guys. They have their own league. That way they're not getting mixed up with too many of these Spitfires here. Do want to mention out there, up for that dog bone here, number 48, Roland Olson. Sponsor of our Thursday night Xfinity run. Looks like he might be the man for it. There's Dittmer. Here he comes. Dittmer sitting 5th. And Zach Chapman trying to make his way through the line here. He's got to hurry up. Definitely radio up, key up, guys. Definitely kind of want to wedge your way through there. Good Lord. That's definitely that's one way to do it. Yeah, and normally what you'll see is as these guys in the league just start getting more comfortable with each other, you'll see how they kind of separate. They spread them apart. They definitely, like in the case like this, you would see everybody either mash down toward the bottom or separate high and low and let the guy shoot down the center and get to his position. That kind of flossing through the center there, it's everybody getting to know everybody. And still, like I said, it's still new here in the season, this being our kickoff run here for the Gambler Motorsports Topside Tuesday. A better way to spend it with yours truly here. But we are, hopefully, this should be our last run here. Kyle Moonen looking to start off his season with a win as he takes away, hopefully, our final restart here. 24 machine. Boy, he's got to be careful. That is per iRacing. If you change your lane before the finish line, you will be black flagged. So him swinging high like that, he's got to be careful. Race control will be all over that as Kyle Moonen cut off Gavin Chatham there on that restart. And not allowing the guy behind him to catch up. So, 2 to go here as we dive into turn 3. That's Roland Olson. If Roland Olson can stay on it, Dittmer's in it again. Caution. All right, Patience Morrison with 12. It's looking like it's getting closer to your number here. 10 cautions on the night here. Definitely see as we continue going here. Let's see if Nathan Aldrich, I think, may be somewhere around the area of the issue here. Let's see if we can take a little peek here. Right off the top hood of his car here, and let's see what happens. Boy, you couldn't be in a luckier spot there. What kind of view is that? All right, let's see if we can actually rotate here to Brandon Dittmer here. And I don't know if Dittmer made contact with Preston Cranmer. Something might have happened here where he made contact with Preston Cranmer. Let's see if we can sit inside. Oh, Preston Cranmer got doored by the 48. Oh, look out. Good Lord, were we riding on the top of Roger Craig's truck? I think so. We were riding on the top of Roger Craig's truck. Oh, man. Roger Craig rocking the king of the wing here. All right, let's see if we can take a ride here with Roger Craig. Let's see if we can see from his angle what happens here. Whoop. Oh, there he is. There's Dittmer. Give him a little smack for good measure right there at the end. Yeah, I'm trying to think of somebody who might have had a good angle of this. And what I'm trying to consider is if Zach Chapman saw this happen in front of him. And he might be our guy who has the exact angle we're looking for here of how this one unfolded here. Let's take one more look at it. Riding on with Zach Chapman. 48 row to, ooh, and there's the iRacing issue. They never touched. They never touched. Yeah, definitely let's rotate up to Preston Cranmer here. Yeah, definitely not good. But they, you know, maybe they did touch. That's looking good. Touch right there. Oop. I just got him loose and sent Dittmer the rest of the way around. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. As if you think things couldn't get much crazier, we'll give them to you. All right. Still coming to you live from SimTraXBroadcasting.com, where you can find all of our schedule there, even some of past races. You want to catch this one up again, it'll be loaded up there within 72 hours, and then you'll be able to review this or on the C2C Racing Network. Kyle Moonen and Gavin Chatham here in the front line. Kyle Moonen actually starting in second. Boy, what in the world just happened back there with Sean Grace? Like a wicked start there in the front. Preston Cranmer trying to hold Roland Olsen down toward the bottom. The two guys who connected, who actually started that last caution, are still side by side. Alrighty, here we go. Squeezing for that last one. Zach Chapman praying for an avenue here. Shows Matthew Robinson is down some laps here. Kyle Moonen's around. Why? No caution at this point. We may be out of green-white checkers here. That is it. Kyle Moonen's knocked out. Gavin Chatham is pulling away. Roland Olsen into second. And right now, you see that 15 machine, but right now I'm showing him a lap down here. Which puts actually Zach Chapman all the way back here. So let's stay. Oh, wow. Wow. But from the broadcaster's point of view, Roland Olsen is going to bring home the win here on this one. Zach Chapman will be second. And Gavin Chatham will be third. if he can get that car limped around. We're actually going to break that one down here, ladies and gentlemen, on that last one between Roland Olson and Gavin in the 99 machine, because that, from this angle, that didn't look good. Alrighty. I definitely want to take another look at this one here. Let's take a look. We are inside the car of Roland Olson here. Yeah, just in case anybody gets upset here, this is why I do this. Try to see if we can find an angle to let somebody off the hook here. Roland Olson toward the inside. 99's not moving here. Yeah, that may be a rough one at that. Go ahead and rotate it back here a little bit. I actually want to rotate back to the Kyle Moonen, how he got shuffled out of this. In the lap before. Let's see if we can take a look here at Kyle Moonen here. Kyle Moonen there on the front. Let's take a look. Boy, once again, what in the world happened here? All right, 48 machine again, next to Cranmer. You see Cranmer's definitely been pushing there on Kyle Moonen to get him going. 99 off the table a little bit. 48 rotates up. And an iRacing incident. Yeah, that's a little bit of a net code there. Turns Kyle Moonen around. Takes the rest of the field out. Wow. Alrighty. See if we can catch up with a couple of our drivers here. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and see if we can catch up with P3 here. Yeah, P3 of Gavin Chatham. That should do it. Alrighty. Let's see if we can get a hold of him. Gavin, you got a copy on me here, bud?
I'm here.
Alright, talk to me on this last couple laps here, bud.
You know what? I wasn't even gonna do this race, to be honest with you. I'm a dirt guy, and I seen it pop up, and I jumped into last second, missed qualifying, started dead last, and I thought, holy shoot, I might actually win this thing. And I don't know what really happened there. I have to go watch the replay, so I don't want to say anything. I felt like I kind of got dumped, but you know what? That's kind of I guess restrictor plate racing as it is. Or the way this track is set up, but I'm just ecstatic to finish third. To be honest with you, it was awesome. I tried to make my car as wide as I could, and you know, try to keep the lead and win. The first truck race in this league would have been cool. First race, first win, but maybe wasn't meant to be, obviously.
All right, man. Definitely take a look at the broadcast or the replay on your own there, bud, because it's one to view. You were definitely fast, 26 positions up from where you originally started. Also, the hard charger of tonight, man. Definitely awesome job. Man, dude, I'd like to see you return. I know you say you're a dirt guy, but definitely like to see you return. And next week for the trucks, we'll be at Iowa. You know, would you consider coming back for that?
You know, having such a great run, I think I'm pretty invested now. I felt good. It felt good out there. It felt fun. If I can keep doing this, maybe we'll be in for a points battle or something. So yeah, I definitely think I'm hooked right now for sure.
Alrighty, well, definitely you missed one of our toughest drivers out there, Bob Light, our last season's champion in the Truck Series. He's going to be tough, man. But even if you're considering trucks, we have the Xfinity League on Thursday. But Gavin, great job tonight in that Chevrolet, coming third. Go ahead and give me your shout-outs here, bud.
I just want to thank everybody for putting this on broadcast, the league, everyone that helps put this on. It's awesome, and thank you guys for letting me be a part of it and run. Thank everybody who's watching. I hope we put on a good race for everybody and hope they really enjoyed it. Fortunately, we don't got any paints done yet. They're all done for the 24 cars, so and unfortunately, I run a 99, so I got to get some paints done. But I just want to thank Atlanta Motorsports, Mike Schick Motorsports Design, Northeastern Outlaw Motorsports, and Velocity Race Designs. All those guys help out every week with us, and it's I want to give a big thanks to them.
All right. Well, let me tell you right now, you keep running in the front, I guarantee it won't be 48 hours, and there will be a paint job on that car.
That sounds good. Thank you.
All right, Gavin, good luck, bud. All right, everybody, Gavin Chatham in the 99 machine. Like he said, it was definitely a hard one to call, definitely for sure. Want to take a look here at Zach Chapman. Actually, he's the champion of the Xfinity League. That we only have about 5 races to go there on that one. Zach Chapman got it done here. Wreck after wreck after wreck, yet you prevail here for a second-place finish. Zach, talk me through it.
Yeah, I mean, no, I'm so happy that I got second. Glad that I pulled it out, but I don't know. Hopefully some people listen to this interview and just, you know, when we get in the last 10 laps of the race, got to have a little bit of racing etiquette. Everybody's going to be fast here. Hold the gas, turn left. Got to let the guys up front race. You know, we don't I'm not saying it was your fault you went a lap down or, you know, any tough crap happens to everybody, but I mean, it kind of stinks when you're trying to battle up front and you got, you know, guys a couple laps down wrecking people on the lead lap. That's never any fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just we keep calling it a learning curve, but I think back to back, it starts getting a little annoying. I definitely feel you there, Zach. Definitely tough to get it done, man. But regardless, it's still second place. You like I said, you were able to make it through not one but two there, really on those last couple of laps.
Yeah, we have in this league what's called incident points. If you get 24 of them, you're disqualified out of the race. It just, you know, cut your car out like you lagged out of the race. And I had 22. So that last wreck, that's why in that last restart, I let those lap guys go, and I just dropped on the bottom, and I was almost certain they'd wreck, and they did, and I just slowed down, went down on the flat, and made sure I didn't hit anything so I could finish this thing in one piece.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be tough, man. I know it's kind of a weird question here. Where's your dad, bud? Where's Tim?
Maybe he's watching this, but the old man, he's a little sick. He's feeling under the weather, so he's going to use his drop week this week, and, you know, he should be back at it for the rest of them here.
All right, man. Definitely. I like checking up on you guys. I know you're definitely front-running drivers, and could have used a couple more trucks out there between Tim Chapman, Bob Light, a couple of guys that are missing. Definitely, hopefully going to give you another run for your money here. He won it last round. You got the Xfinity, so go ahead and give me your shout-outs because you same track, but now you're going to be battling for that on Thursday.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, you know, everybody learned a little bit from tonight, and we can all settle down, try to get a green flag run in, maybe force some people to pit, because that's always interesting. You see the guys who really practice pitting and, you know, can get in and out quick. I always like when that's involved. But, of course, shout out to all my teammates at Gambler. Couldn't do this without them. Andy over at Cool Ray and Brightbox Electrical, Aiden at Young Gun Creations, my dad for sponsoring the league, you, Patrick, for putting on an amazing broadcast. Love going back and watching these. Even when they're caution fest, you do a good job. You make them exciting. And, of course, last but not least, the old lady for letting me do this every night.
All right, appreciate it, Zach, dude. Looking awesome all out there each and every week. Might have to find a little piece of your truck to slap my name on it. It's maybe on that spoiler. It's looking a little blank back there, bud.
All right, man. Yeah. I'll get my designer Aiden on that.
All right. Oh, Aiden. All right, Zach. Great job tonight, bud. And I'll catch up with you next week.
Yep. Take it easy, Patrick.
All right, everybody. Zach Chapman got it done here. That moves us to Roland Olson, first place finisher here tonight. Let's go ahead and have a chat with him and get his his idea here on it. What kind of went down here in the final run. Roland Olson, man, dude, talk to me here on this last few laps. You were the final Chevrolet to survive the Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Yeah, it was just down to me and Roger Craig on the Salty Dogs team. I mean, there was a bunch of us that started the race. We were the last two left, but let's face it, it was a really long race. It was battling, you know, the last 10 laps or so I think there was only 6 cars on the lead lap at the end, and there was there was contact, there was action. I mean, it was a tremendous race. I feel really lucky to have finished first. There may be some appeals going on after the race, but my car was clean. I had just repaired. I feel like I was the fastest car on that last lap, and so I'm not surprised I won, but I think I got a little bit lucky coming down the stretch.
All right, it was definitely a tight race there. Like I said, right there toward the end, it was kind of a little nervous here. Talk me really through these last couple of laps. How did you squeeze through?
So it was interesting. A lot of guys were falling back onto into the blue. They were trailing. There were laps down. It was really thinning out as to how many guys were on the lead lap, and I was actually thinking, there's got to be guys running out of gas. I don't know how everybody made it to the finish line, but there was a lot of banged up cars. Moonan's car was all banged up. It looked like I think it was gosh, I don't know who it was. Whoever was leading late, his car looked like it was going slow. So I don't know how I squeezed through it, except for the fact that it was a matter of survival. I mean, there was a lot of guys with a lot of incidents points. There was a lot of wrecks. It just wasn't a clean race. If you stayed clean, you were going to move up. That's what happened.
All right, well, consistent racing up front, man, will definitely secure you for that dog bone award, getting the big one there. I know Roger Craig won it. I just talked to you before when you won a gold dog bone, but I believe only 5 of you here tonight. So I think silver is in your pocket here tonight, bud.
Well, in these in the premier events, they're all gold bones. So I think I'm in good shape for that one. And
oh man,
it's no. And I know it's been a long night for you, but I got to do a shout out to the Salty Dogs. They're always competitive. It's a great team to be on. It's a lot of fun. And thank you to Roger for running that ship. And lastly, I just want to say thanks to everybody who supported the Alex and Olivia Race Against Cancer. So important. Penn State runs a thon. My daughter's actively involved. So proud of her. If anybody gets a chance, go to the C2C website and throw a couple bucks against the battle against cancer, childhood cancer. So thank you for calling a very long race, Patrick.
All right, appreciate it, Roland Olson, the number 48 machine. Great job tonight, and we'll catch up with you next week.
All right, man. Stay safe. Thank you.
All right, everybody. Roland Olson, there he is. Kind of that last move there, right on that backstretch there. So we'll let the admins kind of dice it up on that one, but that is going to go ahead and secure it for us on the finale here of tonight. I do want to take a look here real quick at the results for any of the drivers you guys may have been looking for out there. Roland Olson, Zach Chapman, and Gavin Chatham, 1, 2, and 3. Talk about your race leader for most of the night, Brandon Dittmer, in the number 5, down to 15th spot. I mean, Matthew Robinson, after all that, still a lap down, ended up 7th. Definitely was tough, but appreciate you guys powering through this one. It's going to be a lot tougher next week as we head down to Iowa for a 100 laps for the next Gambler Motorsports Topside Tuesday. But keep in mind, it's going to start off with the Pro Late Models. We're going to be at the Pro Late Models. Before that, I will be locked and loaded for that one at Charlotte. 30 laps for that one as well. So guys, stay tuned in. If you're also considering sponsoring some of the leagues here, I know the Pro Lates are looking for somebody to kind of chip in. If anybody's looking to get your name out here, get it on a broadcast or anything like that, we can get it slapped up here and let everybody know that you were out here and running. But once again, boy, what a run it was here tonight, and it's kind of wrapping up to be a heck of a season here. Roland Olson getting the first win of the season. Zach Chapman looking to see if he can not just be a champ of the Xfinity, but be a champion in the Truck Series. But from SimTraX Broadcasting and the Coast2Coast Racing Network and the League, appreciate you guys joining us here tonight. We will catch up with you later to join the Cool Ray Hometown Heroes on Wednesday for tomorrow, and we're going to go ahead and log off tonight. Be well, be safe, be kind, and I'll see you guys next time.